Hi there. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Surprisingly, where one emotion-filled skin bag, that's me, Bridget Dinahan, sits with another emotion-filled skin bag. Today, it's Larry, a.k.a. Brother Love, to get to know one another just a little. Brother Love is an animated speaker, another silky-voiced radio host / musician, and a husband who is very proud of his hot touring drummer wife. I promise you, we did not plan to have this many radio personalities on this podcast, but the universe works in funky ways. After this listen, I hope you come away with a few new bees to put in your bonnet. 1, if you haven't, you should have a proper Jersey-style bagel sandwich called a pork roll, the name of which completely escapes me in this episode. 2, consider beginning to refer to sex as Sexin, because it just sounds even more fun that way. And 3, you need to know that Brother Love has done some sexin in Steven Tyler's bed. Want to hear about it? Let's go, girls.
Yeah.
All right.
Give me a clap really quick.
And
Say right, if you will.
I'm clapping.
He's clapping.
Clap on, clap off.
Oh,
the clapper.
The clapper.
Yeah, that's right.
We know.
We know.
We're that age.
A certain age. You know it, we are. Absolutely.
Wise folks of a certain age. Well, Larry, I'm sitting with you today, and I'm calling you Larry, but you are known in the public as...
There's Brother Love.
Brother Love.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah, tell me.
People are given names. I don't think I could ever have the guts to take a name like Brother Love.
You did not give yourself
I did not give myself. So
well done, sir.
Prince can give himself a name, right? I'm Prince. Yes, you are. Mm-hmm. And what happened was I was in a band.
What it was
a million years ago called All Jive Aside in New York, where I'm from.
I like that.
And we were like Fleetwood Mac, but without any of the success. It was the sex, the drugs, and the rock and roll, but no success. We toured the country, we were in the van, and we were like, I was the male lead and the female lead. We were, fucking and fighting. Basically,
Ooh,
that's kind of what it was.
Sexy.
We're friends to this day. She
Beautiful.
sang. It was my birthday this past week. She sang "Happy Birthday" to me on the phone. We're dear friends to this day. But back in the olden days, in this band, we were touring the country, and things were just a mess. It was a very hazy time.
Yeah.
And the bass player,
Give me a year.
This is late '90s.
Okay.
Late '90s.
Okay.
So we're touring. The bass player, who was a dear friend of mine that I played music with since high school days. I'm the drummer in this band. He was the bass player. And he was he was one of the dearest friends, Christopher Antonelli. And he used to call me Brother Love. He said, Brother Love, we got to get in the van. Let's go. Brother Love, we're going. And I'm like, who's he talking to? I didn't know who he was talking
It
about.
was
Who the
you.
hell is he talking to? It was a 4-piece band. I'm like, well, he's not talking about her or him. It's got to be me. And so he started calling me Brother Love, and they sort of caught on a little. Then my mom passed away in 2002. So this is like late 90s into early 2000s.
Okay.
My mom passes away. Life completely falls apart. And the band broke up. They dropped me off. Like, we were touring. We left St. Louis. We were heading back east towards New York. Wasn't even Nashville in my world orbit at all. Mm-hmm. And I was a maniac because I thought I could get back on the road after my mom passed away. And I thought that I could get back to work and just really pull myself up and get to some, something that would keep me straight and narrow and going, and I fell apart. So they turned the van around and dropped me. We were in Indiana and went back to St. Louis, where I have an aunt. That's my angel.
Oh.
And they dropped me at my aunt's house and they said, bye. And that was like the last that band ever was. And so the
Wow.
band broke up. The fighting and fucking kept going, but it was with the other band members. I was now not a part of the sex, the drugs, or the rock and roll of this band. There was no band, but they kept sexing and they kept rocking and they kept drugging.
Can we inject more of the term sexin in our daily lingo? Are you sexin?
I don't know if the kids these days know what sexing is. They know what sexting is.
They do.
Yeah.
People our age know what sexin is,
Yeah.
and we need more of it. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
So time passes, and I decide I'm going to do some music, and I'm going to work on some stuff. And I have a bunch of music, and I was making a record with a buddy of mine whose name is Caleb Sherman, and he's the reason I'm in Nashville now. But this is way before that.
Yeah.
So we're making a record, and it's at a recording studio in New York City. and I'm like, what do we call this? I don't even know what to call it. And he's like, man, people are calling you Brother Love. He's like, you might as well just go with it. And I thought, that is so bold. I mean, it's obnoxious almost.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. And I was like, all right. And I called it Brother Love. And the girl, Amy, in the band, who I hadn't talked to in a long time, all these songs are about her, by the way, okay?
You're hot on her.
Not positive songs. Yes, so hot, I don't know what you mean hot, like hot under the collar, like as in...
Oh.
Yeah, these are not positive songs.
Wait, is this the girl from the first band?
This is same
Okay.
band, all jive aside.
Oh, it's the same players.
Same play, like the same, sorry.
I'm with you.
We're back. So I make this record, right?
Yeah.
And then she calls me out of the blue. And she says, congratulations on your record. Now, I don't know if you know this, but it doesn't matter if you write the worst things about people. As long as it's about them, they're very happy. She stood front and center dancing, and I'm like looking down singing. I'm like, this is not positive stuff here. And she's like, this is about me. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You know, like just people don't care if you say bad things about them, I guess, because she was thrilled. And she said, you know, your record sounds really good, and I'm very happy for you. And it's really funny that you kept or took the name Brother Love. And I said, yeah, I guess. She goes, do you want to know why we called you that?
Oh,
and I
here
said,
it comes.
Yeah. She goes, because we wanted you to be more brotherly and more loving, asshole, and hung up the phone. And I was like, wow, okay. Noted.
Okay, 2 questions.
Yeah.
How was the catharsis for you singing those words into your ex's face?
It was great. It was
Okay,
fine.
good,
Because,
good.
you know, at the end of the day, she was a part of my life, a big
Yeah,
part. We
of course.
We were singing waiters in a Jewish steakhouse in New York City. We had a life together. Like she helped me when my mom was dying. It
Sweet.
just was because of drugs and alcohol. We were out of our heads. That's all. I mean, we just weren't. We were not good to each other, nor were we good to ourselves.
Yeah.
And it was just being younger and just being crazy and wild. But I have a deep respect and love for you, Amy, Paul, go Klowski. She's got a beautiful family, 3 kids, and I'm very grateful to know her. And so, yeah.
We all would do well to look back on our past relationships, and no matter how bad they were, abuse aside, be grateful for the challenges and even the pain, right? Because that's what we grow from.
Yeah.
But Brother Love is a super, super cool handle.
Thank you. It's funny. I realize a lot of the time that I'm not being Brother Love at all because I'm a depressed person and I suffer from a lot of depression, and I also am a very dark person at times. And there are just so many moments where I'm so down on myself, and I laugh in a like sort of horrific way that I go, oh, this is Brother Love, you know, like you're really in a bad spot right now. Try hard. Just look at the name or do something or think about it. I just forget, and I do forget, and it's hard. But it is something to work into. It is something to motivate me to be, wow, okay. Because when people call me Brother Love, I just sort of think, oh, it's sort of second nature. I don't really introduce myself. I will on the radio. I'm a host on Lightning 100. I have a segment called Community Corner.
See, I didn't know any of this about you coming in cold.
Yeah.
Do you know you are our 3rd
I do.
MF and DJ?
I listened to your show. You had a couple of people from The Buzz. Yeah. No, but
Amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, all gorgeous, silky voices
thank
too.
you.
I'm like the luckiest to get
Yes.
to sit with you all.
Yeah. Well, just a funny thing about Brother Love. So a few years ago, I don't know if any of you know this, but P. Diddy, Sean Puffy Combs,
I've heard of him.
decided to call himself Brother Love.
Oh shit! I remember that. What a swine.
So I started getting
Oh, no.
People were just sort of saying, I don't know what they were saying. Okay, forget that. I got a phone call. I was on the road with my band. Either it was a band that I moved to Nashville with, or Them Vibes. I don't remember. I think it might have been the band I moved to Nashville with. And I get a call. It was a 323 area code. Now, when you're from New York and 212 calls, you know, I'm like, oh, my agent's on the phone. I've done acting and voiceover work and all of that. And I was still between New York and Nashville. So, oh my God, if 212 calls, wow. 323, that's Los Angeles.
Okay.
This has got to be big news, okay? That 323's calling me.
You're picking it up.
I'm picking up the phone. And I did. I picked up. It was 323. I'm like, hello. And it was on the other line. I said, hello, is this Brother Love? And I thought, it is. Who is this?
Is this a trademark call?
I'm a producer from TMZ. I said, really? Yes. Are you aware? Is this the real Brother Love? Number one. I said, well, as far as I know, I'm real.
Yeah.
Okay. and it was like, are you aware that Sean Puffy Combs is now calling himself Brother Love? I said, I am not aware, and who cares?
And nor do I give a single care.
Whatever. And they were like, well, we've chatted about it for a while, and I said, look, it's a big world. You know what I mean? Like, there's a million people named Larry. You know what I mean? Like, Brother Love. Honestly, it was a given name. I went with it.
Yeah.
If he's going to do that, there's room for everybody. And I really could care less. And then we got off the interview, and I said, off the record.
Need fresh content like social and web assets, copywriting, and more? Visit freshconsumables.com.
Off the record, should I do something about this? And the woman was like, if I were you, I'd call your lawyer, and I would trademark the name right now.
Really?
So I said, you know what? Thanks. I got off the phone. I called my lawyer. I said, put the papers in motion. Let's trademark the name Brother Love. Now, I am getting a lot of fun feedback on the on the social media. Maybe at the time it was more Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah.
Maybe some Instagram. But it was like, I know the real Brother Love. And people were really standing up for me. And I thought, that's really cool.
That is really
So I did trademark the name. I think he backed down. It had nothing to do with me. I don't have that much kind of sway in this world. But I did get a letter from a wrestler who is Brother Love.
Okay.
Now, I do remember this. I'm 54. I just turned 54 this week.
Congratulations and happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And so I recall vaguely being like in the 80s, there was a wrestler named Brother Love. Now, I get a letter. Oh. And this guy, it's basically like, hi, clearly I have been Brother Love before you have been Brother Love. And I'm like, well, true. I mean, I'm you're older than I am, and I wasn't Brother Love in the 80s.
Yeah.
And he said but just as long as you don't have anything to do with the wrestling world, and I promise to not have anything to do with the music or entertainment world.
No beef.
We'll be all right. And then I'm like, well, now we have to fight. I'm like, we got to fight now. I'd love it. Just give me a pair of drumsticks. And he gets a chair over my head. I'm like, the two Brother Love.
You are an entertainer.
Will the real Brother Love stand tall? Oh, my goodness. It was insane.
Could he have put you on his shoulders? That's my
I'm
question.
Sure, I don't even know what the guy looks like. I'm sure he could have. He could have killed me. I'm sure he's a wrestler. He's a wrestler. He's in his basement. He's in his mom's basement. I'm in my dad's basement. Okay, we're both like, we're both just trying to make it. We're just trying to be okay with things. That's what I got from it. He wasn't so like, my lawyers are calling you. Because I've had people, in your life in this industry who are willing to call their lawyer at the drop of a hat. And you're like, hey, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
Let's just calm down. This guy was classy because he was sort of threatening, but I'm like, dude, no kidding. Oh, you don't have money for a lawyer to sue me? Great, neither do I. So let's just chill.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Well, we're already into it and we're off to the races, but I did want to level set and sort of give you a little bit of an intro and tell the audience that I still don't know much about you, but I do want to share how I found you and be honest and say that we have mutuals who we love dearly. So I was at a local bagel shop.
Mr. Aaron's Bagels. Best bagel place in Nashville. I'll say it. I've said it. I'll stand by it.
I can't disagree. Number one, I've never had, to my knowledge, a real New York bagel in my life, so I wouldn't know the difference until I actually had one that day. Our first guest that we had on the pod was a person who texted me and told me about, okay, I'm blanking, what's the signature kind of bagel you get with the thin sliced mystery meat on it? Do you know?
I don't know.
I'm
mystery meat bagels?
Yeah, it sounds disgusting.
Mystery meat? What would
it's
be
like
a
a
mystery?
bologna. It's
spam?
It's like a bologna type substance with like egg and cheese.
Bacon.
It's not.
You're talking about like country ham or something?
No, and I feel like I want to borrow your phone right now and look up
they're
Mr.
sandwiches,
Aaron's.
the bacon, egg, and cheese, BEC, bacon, egg, and cheese, or cheese, egg, and cheese.
No, it's something else, and I forget what it's called. There's someone listening to this, and they're going, "It's called a." They're saying it in their brain right now. Anyway, I had this delicious sandwich. I saw your podcast stickers.
System works.
Yes, it does. Marketing. Who knew? I look down and I see this beautiful beautiful logo for your podcast. And I just thought, this seems interesting. And what I was most attracted to is that it was hosted by someone named Brother Love. I can't not listen to that. So I immediately went home. Your podcast is called
Just Keep Talking.
Just Keep Talking. And I love people who can talk with maximum frequency. And so I went home. I only listened to 15 minutes of one podcast on purpose. I loved it. The banter was delicious. And then I realized about 2 years ago, I remember one of my friends, a local to Nashville artist named Famone. Her in real life name is Janelle. We know her as Janelle. Had mentioned a couple years ago, my friend Brother Love is starting a podcast. I might be a guest. We might collab. It was just in the stages of kind of like the talking stages. And it was a night that we had gone to a show. I think her and her wife, Adriana, and I had gone to a show. We stood in the parking lot for 3 hours talking afterwards. My husband, when I got home, was like, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. The show ended at 11. I was like, we got to chatting. And that's when she mentioned you. And so I'm listening and I'm like, oh, is this the Brother Love that my girlfriend?
It's the wrestler from Iowa, wherever the hell he's from. It's
Plot
P.
twist.
Diddy. Hey, P. Diddy. Yeah, it's
P.
great.
Diddy.
Yeah.
So long story short, I texted both of them and I said, is this the Brother Love that you know? And also, he's so great. Do you think he'd be down to clown and join us on the podcast? And so within 10 minutes, you said yes. So thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
Thank you for agreeing to do this weird shit. And also, I'm amazed that your episode, I think 7-ish, and our third DJ. It's incredible.
Yeah. Look at that.
Also, I find it interesting, before we started recording, that you happen to know the gentleman that we sat down with yesterday.
Yes, Hollis.
Jason Hollis,
Right.
who goes by Hollis.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, yeah, he owns the eighth room here in town. And you said, did you know you can't touch the walls of his club?
Right.
And you told me this.
Well, the walls of his club are like a wallpaper or some kind of a fabric that is either I don't know if it's Gucci or like Christian Dior. It's a very
Versace or something.
I think it is Versace.
That would make sense.
It's a very high end. I've never even like heard of this, but it makes sense because if you are somebody like Versace, why just make clothes? You know what I mean? Why don't you clothe your home as well, right? Like this is wall coverings. And I remember Hollis's wife would just be like, you can't touch the walls. And I'm a musician. I'm playing music. Actually, I was helping my wife load in her drums, and you bang into stuff, walls, doors. It's hard not to. We're not trying to break anything because.
But they're like, don't touch the Versace.
Don't touch the walls.
The Versace.
Yes, absolutely. But Hollis did a fabulous job with the eighth room. Yeah, because it used to be the Douglas Corner Cafe,
correct,
which was a really beautiful Nashville staple. It was an old school dive bar that we would go and watch. Just your favorite cats that would play. They were on tour with Kenny Chesney's band, or I don't know, just the biggest bands. All the big country acts, and then the band players would come and do shows at the Douglas Corner Cafe.
Amazing.
And we would play there. And so the fact that it still remains a music venue is great. It's a sexy room. I admire Hollis wanting it to be, Studio 54 or someplace cool in LA in 1978, because I would love to live in that world all the time. So Hollis, if you're living in that world and that is your world 24/7, I salute you. And you know what? even if it's for an hour a day, yeah, I salute you because it's a beautiful look, it's a beautiful vibe, and the club takes good care of the bands, and it's a fabulous.
I love that.
Oh, absolutely, they're wonderful people. I just thought it was hilarious. Don't touch the walls.
It's
okay?
good. It's so good.
Right.
I love having that additional story after sitting with him. And I was teasing you earlier because I was like, how lucky are we back to back 2 days in a row? I get to sit with two gentlemen with amazing curly hair and they both wear cool sunglasses and have big personalities.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love this gig right now.
Yes.
It's the best thing ever. I also, when you were talking about the wall coverings or wallpaper, whatever it is, when we took a still shot of him when he first came to the studio, my husband was complimenting his blazer. Of course, he was wearing a gorgeous blazer. And he opens it up and he's like, it's vintage Yves Saint Laurent.
Right. That could be his. No, I just took it off of my wall. I have to put this back before my wife gets home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
also, don't touch my blazer.
Right.
He didn't say I did touch the blazer, I think, because I was taking photos with him as well. But
I mean,
anyway.
he's the guy, like, you'll walk into his club and he'll be like in a bathrobe, like, Hugh Hefner. That's how I see it. I don't even know if he does that, but in my mind, I can just see him.
That's the vibe.
That's the vibe, and that's a really cool vibe. I mean, really, you never know who will show up at the 8th room. That was always his slogan.
Well,
and you never know.
And yesterday he did say, I was like, talk to me about the sunglasses. He was like, I'm obsessed. All of my heroes when I was a child, all the cool guys doing cool things in music wore sunglasses, and he's like, so I just stole the idea and I do it on purpose. I want to look cool.
I wear my sunglasses
at night.
See, these are prescription, and they are, what do they call it? It's like
bifocals.
They're not, I guess, bifocals.
Or what do they call them now?
Not transitionals. They're bifocals.
Progressive.
They're progressive. I'm so progressive. Right. I can't see, and yet I'm progressive. How is that possible? Right? That doesn't make sense. I'm so progressive that my glasses, it depends on if I look up or down, and it's horrible because...
Stairs. Let's talk about the stairs.
Well,
you got to like straight on the stairs.
There's only one little area of this entire glasses, of the round shape, that I can see perfectly, okay? So if I look up, I can see a little bit, or it's blurry. Everywhere else is blurry. Unfortunately, because I bought them online, it's Zenni. I'll say it. I love it. It's inexpensive. Glasses like this would cost $600-700.
I'm a fan.
They were $90, and then they were great, and they're pink, and they're rose colored, and they're fabulous. But in order for me to see you clearly, I have to turn my nose up a little, and as
you look a little stuck up always.
And as you pointed out, I'm challenged on my height. Thank you for that. But so what happens is now when I'm talking to somebody, I will say to them, I know it looks like I'm talking down to you because my nose is up, but this is the only way that I can see you clearly. So please forgive me. I'm not the snotty. I'm Brother Love.
Well,
I'm not the snotty asshole that I might be, but I'm just not.
I haven't noticed the chin up. And in fairness, I did say to you, I believe my sentence in front of my husband, no less, was, watch out. And I'm going to ask forgiveness from your wife. I swear I wasn't hitting on you, but I did say, watch out. I'm getting close. And I love a snack-sized man.
Snack-sized?
Yeah.
That's great.
I do genuinely. I tell my husband all the time he is indeed short for a man. And that's
We're the same height.
He is. He also says, I'm an inch taller than you, which is true, but I will never admit that in a public forum. Yeah. Okay.
My wife is a little taller than I am.
Yeah.
And her name is Sarah Tomek. She's a drummer.
Oh, very cool. You said earlier, like
famous drummer named Sarah Tomek. Okay,
a chic drummer too, hot.
She's and I remember when we first started dating, and she would ask me, "Are you okay with me wearing these heels?" And I said, "Absolutely, mommy." And I said,
hot,
because she's like here, a little taller than I am, and I put my hand up like mommy's walking me to school. Yes, mommy, absolutely. Like we both play drums. She says, "Why don't you use my kit?" And I'm like, because I just can't. She uses a 24-inch kick.
Baby can't reach the
pedal.
pedal.
Baby can't reach the pedal. That's exactly right. When I get in the car, I can't reach the pedal. She's not that much taller. If both of our shoes are off, we're kind of the same.
Yeah.
She's a little taller than I am. But yeah, you have you have heels and you have, outfits and you have stuff. And and I don't wear taller shoes like I maybe used to, back in the day.
Yeah.
But they also hurt your ankles, your feet, and all of
the
that.
things.
And so, yes, I don't mind at all.
Listen, I'm going to say this is a term I use, and I'm incorporating, what was it? What was the sex term that we made up earlier?
Sexing.
Sexin. Yeah, I'm gonna
A little bit of
use
drugging,
Sexin.
a little bit of sexing.
A little bit of Sexin.
No more drugging. No more.
I'm platonically aroused by the idea that you are confident enough that you don't give a shit that your lady love is looking all tall in these streets and you're a little shorter than her.
Yeah.
That's good shit right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Because also I have big hair. So if somebody asks me how tall I am, I can say, well, I just kind of do this just to see what I got going on today. I'm like, I think I'm I'd say about 5'8.5", and that's such bullshit. It's 5'7.5", maybe on a good day.
Okay, see, we're the same height. Don't tell anyone.
I
Don't
won't
tell anyone.
anybody. And I'm not heightening because I don't need to. You know why? Because I have an ebullient personality.
That's right.
That's what a boss told me one time. I worked in a Jewish steakhouse, and I was a singing waiter. And the owner said he would introduce me when I was singing. And please welcome the ebullient personality of Larry, or Brother Love at the time, whatever.
Ooh, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. So do you mind, can I dig in a little bit? Just because you're Brother Love, and there's nothing I like more than talking about literal love. Tell me how you met your gal.
We met on a cruise ship. So I'm from New York City. I'm from Queens.
The Love Boat.
Sort of. It was a lot of sexing and rocking and rolling. Not with my wife at the time, though.
Did you get around, Larry?
Yes, of course. And I say of course.
Say of course.
I say of course just because times I was younger and I was just a maniac and I was just wanting to have fun, and commitment was never my thing. People ask me, why don't you have tattoos? I say, I was never really good at commitment.
Yeah.
Until I
me either. And then this guy.
Until I met my wife.
Yeah.
Like that's the honest to God truth. I mean, I
Yeah.
was a terrible, terrible person as far as, faithful person to any other relationship.
Did the women you were with want a commitment?
Yes. I was engaged once.
Okay.
It didn't take.
Okay.
Yeah. I knew I had a moment. I just was like a panic moment. I was in New York and I was engaged. It was after the tumultuous relationship after my old band with Amy.
And then losing your mother.
Losing my mother. And I thought, I got to straighten up and fly right. I need normalcy in my life.
You want to try being a normie.
Yeah. And so I dated this woman who had a real steady job, and she just, everything was like planned.
She checked the boxes for society.
All the boxes for society. And we had lived together, and we got engaged, and then I remember it was my birthday's at the end of September, so it just passed, and it was like early September. We were in New York City. It's the best time of the year to be in the fall in New York City. We were walking around Union Square, right near where we lived, and she said, "Well, we have to go and get cake pans. I need cake pans for your birthday to make cake."
I thought you said cake pants, and I was.
Oh yeah.
I mean, cake pans are good too, but cake pants.
And I just thought it's like a beautiful Saturday afternoon, and we have to go to Whole Foods or whatever. I need to buy cake pans because I'm going to make your cake in like 3 weeks. And I'm thinking, who gives a shit, right? Okay, but okay, let's do this.
Yeah, she's trying to take care of you.
We go into the place, we come out. It's the most gorgeous day. It's fall, and a contemporary act, a band, an artist was playing in Union Square Park. And I just looked at him, and there was a crowd of people, and I thought, why am I not playing music right now? Why am I getting cake pans? What am I doing? And it all hit me.
Like
I was
a wall.
Like a wall. And I went home, we went back that night, and I said, I broke off the engagement. And it was heartbreaking. And she gave the ring back, which I thought was pretty incredible.
Good for you for knowing and doing her a kindness.
Thank you. And my family said, they said, when you bought, there was a particular like winter coat or something that I had just bought also, and it was so plain. It was just so, and I don't mean plain negatively. It just wasn't me, right? It really, I shouldn't say plain at all. It was just a style.
A classic.
It was a style
silhouette.
I remember family members saying, we just thought, what is he doing?
They knew.
Once we saw you in that coat, we were like, that's just not Larry. Where did Larry go?
Over a coat.
Well, they knew.
To be known.
Yeah, but to get back to it, and I was faithful to her, all of that, but it just wasn't for me. And so then, a couple of years pass, I end up in Nashville touring and all that. So around 2011, although my wife swears it's 2012, my band, I moved to Nashville. I was a drummer in a country rock band. We were from Brooklyn, and I was doing my brother love artist thing as the front person of my own band. And this band, her and Kings County, needed a drummer. The band leader was Caleb Sherman, who made my record with me that we talked about earlier, the original Brother Love record. He and I had known each other for many years, and we're very close, and we're brothers. And so he needed a drummer for a gig in New York. I did the show because I was like, I lived with you when you made your record. I know these songs. I haven't played drums live in years, but I'll do it.
I'm going to do it.
And I loved it. And somebody said, hey, congratulations, you're going to Nashville. And I thought, what are you talking about? And I went to Caleb. I said, we going to Nashville or something? And he's like, do you want to go? And I said, sure. So we come to Nashville. We get a development deal with yada, yada. We're touring. We're just touring. We're doing the whole thing. The band gets signed to Warner Music Nashville. And we end up on the Blake Shelton and Friends cruise ship in October or something, right? This is like right? So we're on the Blake Shelton and Friends cruise ship, right? We're part of the Friends. And I meet my wife-to-be. Sarah Tomek is playing drums.
Set the scene for me. So she's playing. She's
on it. She's playing with an artist named Maggie Rose, who we ended up working with later on. And I just thought, how cool. And I'm playing drums. Sarah's playing drums. And I'm like, I basically was like, hey, I'm Brother Love. And she's like, the fuck out of here.
Ooh,
she was like not having it. She's like, what are you talking? She just gave me the business. And I thought, whoa. And she was just power. I said, where are you from? She's like, I'm from New Jersey. And I'm like, oh. I'm from Queens. So
yes.
I met myself. If we were to have a website, it would be called marryingyourself.com because I literally married myself. I married, my wife, her father was a drummer from Queens who made her laugh. That's what she told her mom. She said, Ma, I met a drummer from Queens. He makes me laugh.
And she was like,
and her mom said,
fuck out of here.
Her mom said, oh, shit.
Fuck out
Her mom is my biggest advocate to this day.
Oh, I bet.
I never met Sarah's dad because he passed away in 2007. Oh. I lost my mother in 2002. So I got a mother out of this, besides getting a great wife. Sarah's mother is my dear, dear Kiki mama. I love her to death.
Cute.
And my father is still alive. And I have a stepmother, and he's my wife's sort of father, in that way. So we met on the cruise ship.
I love that.
And we were both in relationships. We were both separate. So I had a long distance girlfriend.
Okay.
In New York, she had a long distance boyfriend, and we didn't see each other for a while. And it turns out that Sarah Tomek is a Mets fan and a Jets fan.
You like the sports?
I am very much a sad Jets and Mets fan, and if these are the worst teams ever, okay? Sadness runs in my heart and my soul. I'm from Queens. I don't have a choice in the matter.
I'm sorry for your ongoing loss in that case.
And I thought to myself, you must really hate yourself to love these teams.
And then here she
I
is.
could love you forever.
Who's that lady? Yeah.
We love the same most horrible teams. The Mets will always break your heart, and the Jets will break it even more. It'll just stomp on the broken heart. Okay, you were okay. And so I remember having the Sunday ticket and to watch the away football games. And so it was just time had passed and all that. And I was like, hey, you want to come over and watch the Jets?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, let me come over. And so we would just drink beers on a Sunday and watch football at my house in East Nashville, the band house.
Yeah.
I lived in with my buddy, Alex, who was the other half of Them Vibes, my band. And by the way, I'd sent my wife to be our record, Them Vibes. And she liked it. I was like, whoa. That was a big deal. She's an amazing drummer. And one day, she would come over every Sunday and we'd watch the game. And then one day she goes, I'm going to cook. And she made a gravy, okay?
Oh.
Now, a gravy is not a sauce, okay? For those Italian people out there, I'm from the city, all right? It's like if you say gravy, that's serious business, all right? And I thought my wife was Italian. She's not. So it was a little bit of a trick,
Okay.
but it was okay. No, she started making, she goes, I'm going to make a gravy. And I thought, oh my God, this is like heaven. Like you're really making.
Your nipples are fully hard.
You're making Italian food. You're making real, because there's Nashville never had food at all. We did not up until maybe about 6 years ago, 5, 6 years ago.
When you live in a city when it's young, and I put that in quotes,
it just
the
wasn't.
food suffers.
The food was horrible,
Yeah.
and even to this day, people wait online for things that I think it's not worth it. But that's just my being me.
I agree.
But there was no Italian food. There were no bagels. There was nothing like that. But she made Italian food, and I kissed her in the kitchen, as she like in my kitchen, and then that was that.
Had you guys tasted the gravy yet? Were your mouths?
I think that's what it was. I
you
think
were
it was
gross,
like
gross mouth, full kiss.
something like that. I don't think it was gross mouthful kiss just yet, but it was like a little taste, then a kiss,
Then
it
a
was-
sweet little.
yeah.
Okay.
And that was the beginning, and then
And she was into it.
yeah, and then we had gotten rid of our exes, they became exes up there. We got
Yeah.
rid of our other relationships, and we ended up together, and it was that kind of thing where like this is. I just remember saying it, like I very said it matter of factly. One time we were hanging out, I was like, my wife, I kind of played around, and she just, and I was like, wow, I'm pretty hard right now by saying that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really, I
yeah.
mean, literally.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I just thought this is very exciting for me. And she said, it's the same for me. That's very exciting. My husband, we didn't date very, very long. We got engaged. She was playing drums with Steven Tyler at the time from Aerosmith.
I've heard of him.
Yeah. And and so the band was Loving Mary. And they had a gig in either St. Thomas or St. Martin. St. Martin, Thomas, right near each other, right?
I
Those
think
are the Saints.
so. I think-
I can't remember which one they were on, but I
A
flew.
beautiful locale.
Right. So I flew out to surprise her to get engaged.
Yeah.
So, it's hard. You're on an airplane. You have an expensive ring in your. Oh, it was a repurposed ring. It was the ring that her dad gave her mom
Oh, very sweet.
that I was able to repurpose. Yeah. And it's amazing what happens when you go get a ring like that made. Like I walked into the ring store, and I remember getting the ring made and all of that. And then as I took the ring to leave, I just thought, is this what always happens? Like every beautiful woman that I'd never seen that works there, like came out to like wave at me goodbye.
Oh.
And I thought, wow, this is a chapter that's ending. Like I thought, were you
just like-
always here? Like
Yeah.
you're like, see ya,
Yeah.
goodbye, Mr.
Goodbye.
Floorman. Like I was like, wow,
We're never probably gonna have sex.
yeah,
Bye.
I just thought this is so funny to me because I told her that and I was like, I didn't notice all these people that worked here. I was walking out, they're like, bye. The one grabbed the door, one gave me a coffee. I'm like, what is going on? I never get this love. Now that I have a ring in my hand to give to my future wife.
There's nothing less threatening than a taken man.
Yes,
you
exactly.
You can love up on a taken man
For sure.
in the best ways.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
I love
I
that.
thought it was so funny. So I flew and I surprised her as she was completely shocked. She didn't know I was going
was
to
it
be
after
there.
the gig, before the
It was
gig?
before they actually were flying. They were late getting in. Like it was like a plane to a boat to a something. Like this was like this was a beautiful we were out in Saint. It wasn't Saint.
One of the saints.
One of the saints. It wasn't Saint Bart. It was like Saint Thomas, Saint Martin, and I remember like a cheesy fifth grade I had my outfit on.
Were you nervous?
And of course, and they gave me the big room, the suites, where Sarah was the only one on this tour that this band, the Loving Mary band, who's Steven Tyler's backing band, they were all couples for the most part.
Oh, okay.
So she was the only one that was not a
Had a
couple.
single room.
Right, always had a single room. So they gave us the suite, so I had a text going with somebody in the band, and they're like, this was delayed, that's delayed. We just missed the boat to get. So I'm
Sweating
standing there,
bullets.
and the mirror is like weird. So I'm standing on the bed to see myself. I'm like, I get on the bed, and I'm like, tuck shirt in, and I'm like, take a picture, and I'm like, shirt out. I'm like, I'm known for like button open. I'm like, oh, button shirt. And I'm like, and now
Like
I get
it's gonna matter.
well, now I get a
Like
text
she
that it's
doesn't know
like,
you.
yeah, that it's like, oh, we're
For 4 hours behind.
yeah. So I went out and got a drink with somebody that let me into the condo. But then I'm like, I can't keep drinking because I don't want to do this while I'm
Yeah.
drunk. So I just kind of I would come back, shirt in, shirt out, tucked in, tucked out, button open, button, clothes on, clothes off. And it was...
Did you finally choose clothes off? I
No,
wanna know.
because I didn't know what I didn't know what they would be walking into, because they would be like, Sarah, that's your room over there, and she'd be like, that's not my room. She walked in.
Right.
Somehow somebody was there with a camera. I don't know
Okay.
who, but it was amazing. And she tackled me. She put her drumstick bag down and tackled me, and then it was a short engagement. We got married in Maui.
Oh wow.
Because it was just amazing because they had a gig. She's like, well, we have a Loving Mary gig. We have a Loving Mary gig. It was in December. Our 10-year anniversary is coming up December 13th. Yeah.
Oh, neat.
And they had a Loving Mary gig and then a Steven Tyler gig in Las Vegas, like 2 days after.
Cool.
So I was like, why don't we just get married in Maui?
Yeah.
So I said, I have a friend whose parents are in Maui. I'm like, I just remembered somebody from New York.
Yeah.
And Steven Tyler has a house. He lives part of the time in Maui. He offered his home to us.
Wow.
But I knew that his neighbors were friends of mine. This was the thing. Like before I even met Steven Tyler, I knew that somebody who lives right next to him, I knew somebody. So I called the folks. I said, hey, it's Larry from New York. I'm friends with your son. And they're like, brother love. See? Right? I called myself Larry. And then I said, brother love, we hear you're getting married. You're getting married here, free of charge. The only condition is I officiate the wedding, and I'm pretty darn good at it. And I thought, perfect. Now, Steven Tyler is saying, man, why don't you get married in my house? You should get married in my house. You got to get married in my house. And I thought to myself, I don't know what it looks like, okay? So part of this arts and entertainment business is that I've done a lot of waiting tables. I've done a lot of catering. I've done a lot of bartending and waiting tables. And as such, I understand how to put a wedding on. So I remember being on the phone with somebody in Maui, like a wedding planner.
Yeah.
And before we got 2 seconds into the conversation, her fee was like $14,000 just to I said, thanks, I'll do it on my own. I don't need you at all. I was like, but I need to see. I need some eyes. The place that offered to have the wedding is right across the street or right next door to Steven Tyler's house. But I can see the pictures. Oh, string lights would go there because they do that.
Yeah.
I thought, I don't know what Steven's house looks like. I'm sure it's great.
I'm sure it's not too shabby.
But it might not be a place to have a wedding. I don't know. So I said, look, you have the spot. Steven gets all pissy. He gets upset. First of all, he didn't even come. He wasn't coming to our wedding because he was shooting a Skittles commercial that was going to be on. It actually aired during the Super Bowl or something. There was a Skittles commercial that aired, and so he wasn't even going to be at the wedding. So okay, we'll use your house. So the boys got dressed at his house. So we all got dressed. My father said, Larry, take a picture of me swimming naked in Steven Tyler's pool.
Pretty
good. So my dad goes down. I see balls up. There's my dad. I take the picture. Great. It's done. The house is gorgeous. It's beautiful. I'm happy that we chose to have it across the street. But Steven tells Sarah, I don't understand. Why don't you want to get married in my house, man? I don't get it. I mean, he's that crazy, but he's really great.
Yeah,
and, he is great. And she's like, I don't know. Well, Larry just knows the people across the street. He goes, I don't really get it. People always want something from me. I'm trying to do something nice for somebody, and they don't want it. He's basically right. Everybody wants something from him all the time, and he's trying to do something nice and give something for free, and everything's just nice, even trade. And we didn't want it. Right? Really funny. But we stayed. We had sex in his bed.
Thank you for telling me that.
The first night, we consummated our marriage.
Does he know that?
I'm sure.
Hey, man, we didn't take you up on the free offer, but we did fuck in your bed.
We did,
You're welcome.
Yes. Yeah. Everything is
nicely done.
Thank you very much. Everything. It's a beautiful home. It's amazing when you walk into somebody's house like that and you see a huge painting of Keith Richards, and you're like, if it's somebody of that magnitude, you're like, that's an original, real, expensive, beautiful painting, not a knockoff.
No.
And the only thing that's locked in his home is his wardrobe, which is,
as it should be.
Well, when you walk in and you see scarves everywhere, I see the
darling.
scarves. No, those are not, because those are scarves.
Willy nilly.
But
did you think for a second I should take one?
I already have one.
Aw.
I have a scarf. I have one, and it's beautiful, and I have to find it because,
Do you ever wear it? Are you a
I wear it all the
scarf
time.
man?
I'm a scarf
really?
guy. Yeah, I wear it all the time. Yeah.
Cool.
And Steve, so we get married in Maui. We have to leave and go to Las Vegas. So we go to Las Vegas to do it for a Steven Tyler show, and they're very gracious and kind. And I play music. I know to get the hell out of the way, right?
Yeah.
And Steven has a bodyguard. His name is Sugar, and Sugar's from the Bronx. And he's the coolest, baddest dude in the world, right?
I thought your nickname was cool, but
Sugar.
Whew.
Yeah, well, his last name is Kane, for real. So it's really cool.
Oh, it's so good.
Sugar. So Sugar is just the baddest dude, and he's the greatest guy. And just to feel the warmth and welcoming, that it didn't have to be this way, but it was always like, Larry could do whatever he wants. Don't mess with Larry. He's good. And you're like, all right. And, there's a film like, wow, I'm only 5'7", you know what I mean, and a half. And I'm like, oh,
That's why
I feel so big. Right.
That's why we have to protect you.
So
you're
thank you.
small.
And that's small. How about medium? Small. So I'm backstage.
Pocket size.
I'm backstage. How dare you? And I'm always out of the way, right? I'm just out
Yeah,
of the
of
way.
course.
So
Being respectful.
They're playing this show, and it's amazing. I mean, Sarah is such an amazing drummer. She plays Aerosmith songs as good as Aerosmith played them in the early days when they were young and hungry and filled with fire. You know what I mean? And I mean that with respect. Aerosmith has always been her favorite band. She
amazing.
knows everything upside down. She'll play the song. She'll be like, I'm going to play it from like a live bootleg from like 72. Like,
stop it.
She's like, that's my thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, she's like, that's the show that I think you guys played it the best. Kramer played it the best.
Super technical, yeah.
And so anyway, I'm way back in the wings. They do the show. They're walking off. Steven Tyler's being, walked off with his entourage, and he sees me and beelines to me. And again, I can't stress enough. I'm nowhere near him. I am way back in the wings. He beelines to me. He goes, man. And so he's right here, and I'm right here. And he goes, man, she's just the best drummer in the world, man. I just love her so much. I'm so happy for you guys. And I'm like, me too, man. I just can't believe it. No, he's crying. He goes, man, I just can't believe it. He's tears. I'm like, I know, she's so great. I love her too, man. We're both. And I'm like,
Did you kiss?
no, but I am wondering. I do sort of come to, and I realize, why are you holding the back of Steven Tyler's head? We're about the same height, by the way.
If you're almost touching noses, it's the right thing
We
to do.
literally are, and I'm like, why are you touching this man? Get your hands off of this man.
Or don't.
Or don't. Yeah. He's like, man, I just love her so much. She's the best drummer. I can't believe it. I'm like, I know, this is so great. This is so good. And we're both just like, oh my God. And he could not have been more kind.
Listen, two men who love the woman you love.
Yeah.
Having a vulnerable moment and crying it out and almost smooching in a whatever.
Yeah.
Hetero or not hetero way. I mean, listen, more of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's being in that realm, being in that presence of somebody who is Steven Tyler. He is cut from a cloth that I'm cut from, that Sarah's cut from. I mean, he is part of the fabric that created the cloth, right? I mean, like that rock and roll, that young feeling of you can do anything with music, through music, and it makes you feel alive. Like Steven Tyler would be the first person, if you're on your way into the rehearsal and there's a guitar case, he's like, come on, let's go. And he'll pick up the guitar case and be like, let's go. He sings in the original key. Every song. They're not on tour now because he can't tour. I mean, I think it's grueling.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
But for those of you who ask, like, he never lowers the key to make it easier for himself. In his mind, the song was written in this key. That's how it is. And if I can't do it, then we won't do it. And that's that. So they never said, like, oh, we're not doing Dream On tonight. I'll tell you that. And Dream On is exactly the original all the time, every night.
It's a gnarly good one.
And he hits it all the time. They asked me, the band, to sit in and like sing his parts like during a rehearsal early on. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, this will be fun. I'm like I'm like a kid. I'm like,
Sure.
there's a sticker that says Steven on it. I'm like, Steven's headphones, Steven's little microphone by,
Yeah.
And I could barely get through the set once. I said, this is insane. He's such an amazing professional. There's nobody like him. And I was always enamored by him, but getting to hang out with him and get to know him just a little bit was just remarkable. Yeah.
Well, it's really neat. What we've encountered on this podcast too so far is just these little kind of offshoot stories about famous people and getting a little bit of that insight. Now, the other thing that we've talked about in Nashville is like fixing your face when you encounter celebrities and leaving people alone in a respectful way.
Yeah.
But I love this idea that famous people are being talked about in beautiful ways in rooms that they're not in.
Yeah. Well, as a New Yorker, that's the thing too. I mean, I've been in Nashville 16 years, so seeing famous people is always like. I mean, I gave my CD, my Brother Love CD, to oh my goodness, what's her name? The actress. She has a Drew Barrymore, right?
Oh, Drew.
So I walked on 4th Avenue in my neighborhood. I remember walking by Drew Barrymore one time, and I gave her a CD. And I saw Drew Barrymore, and I gave her my CD, and I just kept walking, right? A few weeks later, I saw her in the same spot. And I walked by her, and I said, I gave you my CD. And she said, yes, you did. And I thought, yay? Like, what?
Acknowledged.
But I remember I worked at a place called Sammy's Romanian Steakhouse, and I was a singing waiter in a Jewish steakhouse. And I would wait on Billy Crystal. Billy Crystal would come in, and his daughter had a 18th birthday party there, and I sat with him and talked about baseball for 2 hours, and we chatted about life, about everything. Like Dick Clark would come in with his wife. They looked like they were, that she had the hair from 1968, and all that. But like Nashville is similar now in that way, where we have so many famous people, and they're just people.
Yeah,
and
they're just people.
And you'll know when somebody wants to talk. I mean, I used to work at Santa's Pub. Okay, our beloved Santa, Denzel, just passed away. And I worked there for a good long time. And I was a bartender, and I ran karaoke. And they were glorious, glorious days. And I remember the time that Ed Sheeran had played his first show opening up for Taylor Swift at the arena.
Oh, wow,
this was the right over the edge. Now you are
Stamp of approval.
And he and I got stoned in the back of Santa's Pub.
You don't say.
We got stoned. Am I not? I don't.
No, I'm just kidding.
But he and I was running karaoke, and Santa was the most generous, loving person. He gave me a job. He was when I needed it. He's been there for myself and my family, and he's been in a few music videos for bands that I've been in, for Them Vibes and for her in Kings County, and he's been a friend. And I remember working there, and he just trusted me with his business. Him and his wife, Angelina, actually, they never officially, they married.
Living in sin.
They were living in sin for a million years.
Yeah,
That's the joke. That was part of the joke.
Yeah.
But they trusted me, and which was always wonderful. So anyway, there was a night that Ed Sheeran comes in. He had just ruled the world.
Yeah.
I've arrived. And I remember we got stoned, and I said, you want to go sing karaoke? And he's like, absolutely. So he and I went. And Santa's Pub is a triple wide trailer, very, very small. And you could smoke in there at the time. And I remember there was a wall of women, girls and women, that they had to be 21 and over, women.
Yeah.
And they were respectfully giving enough space so that we could be where we were. To your point, I thought this is almost scary. I'm a little frightened that somebody's they're going to inch up until they're going to just eat Ed Sheeran, and ensconced in fandom. And he and I just sang karaoke tunes and just had the best time for hours. Never seen him again, never talked to him again. He probably wouldn't even know who I was if I saw him. But I mean, he was very gracious and very, very cool. And there was a lot, there are a lot of big stars that are just very approachable. And it's a wonderful thing. So, but if you see somebody, let them alone a little bit.
Yeah, let them alone.
Yeah.
Let them alone.
Yeah.
So thank you for talking about the way you met your wife.
Oh,
And
yeah,
like I
sure.
said, I love hearing about love.
Yeah.
You said something earlier. I love finding these points of connection with strangers, especially. You said earlier that you too are a person in a room that can, make people feel comfortable. Or if you're on an airplane, you're going to hear somebody's deepest, darkest secrets or maybe their life story.
Yeah.
That's who I am out in the world as well. And one of the things I love about sitting with people is just finding similarities. When you said that you married your mirror, someone who's exactly like you.
Excuse me, yeah.
I have to say, the same is true for my husband and I. When I brought him home to my family in Kansas,
She
for the
says it
first
like
time,
you're a pet, by the way. When I brought him home to my family, were you in a crate there, Jonathan? No? Okay.
Listen.
I was.
I love a short man, and I also love a golden retriever of a man with lesbian energy. Okay. And that's what he is. So you call him my pet? Me too. I adore this man. I hope it's obvious. We've been together for a really long time. I made a baby with him. He's a good dad too. When I brought him home to meet my family for the first time, my I have all half siblings, but they're my whole siblings.
Is this
to
in
me.
Florida?
No, this is
Where's home?
We met in Florida, but I grew up in Kansas.
Right, you mentioned Kansas.
Yeah.
Right.
So I bring him home to my Jesus and NASCAR loving family. I bring this city boy home, and my mother loves everyone. My mother loves everyone unless she thinks you're a taker at heart.
Yeah.
Then she's got beef with you. Then she's salty. She's a fairly good judge of character. She instantly loved him. Of course, everyone loved him. But after he was introduced to everyone, my most introverted younger sister pulled my mother aside and said, my mother said, well, Mickey, how'd you like Jonathan? And she goes, oh, you mean Bridget with a dick?
Oh.
And so that was her stamp of approval. And I was like, oh, yeah. So it's such a framework for how I view my relationship, too. Like when people share space with us, I'm like, we're the same person.
Yeah.
Like in the best way.
Yeah.
We don't look alike. We're not a brother-sister. Have you ever seen brother-sister
All the time.
couples?
Well, of course you guys are together. You love yourself so much that you found yourself in
Yeah.
her or him.
Yeah, we
and
don't-
that's that, or him and him and her
but
or
like
her. Who the hell knows?
we don't, thank God we don't look alike.
Right. You wear glasses. Big deal. Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
We don't look alike at all, thank
Yeah.
goodness, or look like we're related. But
We're the same. We don't look alike at all.
really,
We don't look alike.
describe your wife to me.
She is she's beautiful,
she's
tall.
taller.
She's red hair. It's not naturally red, but it's is that okay? But she has
Yeah, of
style.
course.
Like I
Everything's
wear her
okay.
clothes. She can't wear mine. Well, let's just say this. I had a shirt on last week, and she said, "That's where my shirt went." And I'm like, "Oh." She goes, well, I've been looking all over for that. I'm like, what do you mean? It was in my closet. She goes, what do you mean it was in your closet? I said, well, I guess I didn't know.
You thought it was
Well,
your
because she'll
shirt?
get me shirts sometimes, or we have stylists that are friends that will give us things. We're very fortunate that way. I saw it. I thought, well, maybe she got it for me, and I forgot to wear it. So now I'm like, thinking looks good on me. Yeah, and that was a good day. I didn't have a bagel that day, so I could fit into the shirt.
Yeah, you were feeling.
I fluctuate.
Yeah, we all do.
And I wear her. I can only wear certain types of her pants because she'll wear flares if I'm wearing shoes that are heightening. If I have a nice heel on, I can wear a couple of nice, cool pairs of pants. She's got great style. She's she's rock and roll through and through, and so we are very much the same in that way. And the deal is when you're marrying yourself.com, you can't get that angry. As much as it's like, oh, well, I can't be mad at you for doing this dumb shit because
Yeah.
I am either have done it or I'm about to do it, like vice versa,
So when you say you're very similar, do you also mean in like your neuroses and how you do things and like all the way down the line?
Unfortunately, we're both very impatient, high-strung people.
Okay.
And that's problematic. That is problematic.
I can see that. We are neurotic in different ways, and I think that's why it works. We're both neurotic, but in way different ways.
Yeah.
And we balance each other out. It would be hard
Yeah.
to.
We balance each other out more now because we have to be.
You've learned.
We have to be more mindful of it. We have to because we are in. We're 10 years in now, and we're just working through a lot. There's a lot of life stuff, on both of our families and our personal lives and together. And I've been doing my best to not be so to slow down so that I can be more there and present and not be so reactionary so that, because I've lived my whole life being completely impatient, reactionary, and, it just gets to be exhausting and, and it's been detrimental to my health and my mental health. So,
Yeah.
We're both doing that. So it is amazing that like out of the blue, I guess, one of us will turn in a moment of craziness and be the one, whether it's her or whether it's me. So that's something that we've done a lot more of, which has been wonderful. And I'm very grateful for that because it's a partnership.
Jonathan, I want to ask you, do you think we've been good about doing that lately? Balancing our neuroses out and giving each other space? There's only one right answer. Go ahead.
I think so. I think, especially in the last couple of years, pay a lot more attention to that.
Yeah, I think we were probably a couple that's pretty fast moving too. And instead of, I think our daughter has taught us this as well, we have to have a dialogue with her in the moment and work the problem out in the moment, because it's a teaching moment, right?
Yeah.
Like when you're a parent.
Why? Just you put it
Figure
aside,
it out.
you stuff
Bury
it down,
bury it.
eat a lot,
Yeah.
fester it,
Yeah.
and then let it come out in the most dramatically horrific way. I don't know what you're doing about being a parent.
That's how our parents did it.
Shit.
It worked, didn't
Yeah,
it?
right,
It's
sure.
fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, I was teasing him, of course, but I was genuinely interested to see what he would say, because I certainly feel that way too.
Yeah.
Where there will be times when he's flipping out, and I can, because I've learned in being a mother, hey, I certainly don't want to mother him for real in any way, and he doesn't require that. But grabbing him by the shoulders and being like, hey, you're stressing out right now.
Yeah.
It's actually going to be okay.
Yeah.
I've got your back.
Yeah.
Nothing bad is going to happen. And doing that for each other, because we've learned to do it for our daughter. And it's like, well, we're just biggie-sized kids, you
Yeah.
know, in like bigger flesh suits.
Yeah.
It's all the same shit.
Yeah, I mean, so we've been in therapy now for a short amount of time. I've just started therapy recently.
Hey,
and
congratulations.
Thank you.
And I mean that like
Thank
from the deepest part of my soul.
I appreciate that.
Are you seeing someone online or local, or?
I'm thankfully, because of the beautiful work between Echo Live. They do fantastic work with music and musicians and people who are on tour. I got a few sessions. And then Music Cares, I got a bunch of sessions. I got a grant from Music Cares for my own personal therapy. So there is help because the mental health aspect of our lives is something that is very important to me. And to be able to work with Music Cares and to be able to just get a grant so that I can take care of myself is a miracle. The couples therapy, we also see somebody in person, and that was through a different organization and all that. But just what I was getting at was that we learned just a few things by being in the space to talk about that really have been very helpful.
Yeah.
You know, what I've learned is that like somebody like my wife, it needs to fix it, right? And I need somebody to listen, and vice versa.
So the stereotypical, and this is very sexist,
Yeah.
but the very like binary stereotypical, usually the man in the relationship is the fixer,
Right.
and stereotypically the woman needs to be heard.
Right.
I love that you brought that up, because it's a very common
Yeah.
dynamic in all couples, queer couples too. I talk about that with my queer friends. Like usually you're not, like, both need to be listened to.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I think listening is the greatest gift,
It is.
which is why I love doing my podcast, which is why I love I used to tell my wife, I said, I walk the earth and I talk to people.
That's it.
Like Kane from Kung Fu.
Yeah.
You know, but like, and she would laugh. She goes, okay, go ahead. Go walk and talk to people.
Go be with the
Get
people.
out of here. But it was such an eye opener because we were working through some stuff, and I do my best to listen, and I'm horrible at it sometimes with my wife. And
Same.
that distinction, that little bit of like that pause to be like, well, Larry doesn't need me to come in and tell him, well, you just do this, just do that, you'll be fine, blah, blah. But for me to ask, like I don't even think I've done this part yet, which is like, honey, I don't need that. I just need you to listen. But that was such an amazing breakthrough for me, for us. And I just think that we're able to be better for each other because we are so alike. And that, it's so wonderful. When everything lines up and the world outside matches what the world inside is going on, then life is great.
It's magic.
But it's very rare that everything just lines up in such a way.
It's true.
And so when it doesn't, that we can't think that we know how to do it all by ourselves. And you get older now. You get older, you think you know better, you think you know, or you're just holding on to what you've done from forever. This is who I am, man.
That part.
This is who I am. Take it or leave it, I'm coming hard. Take it or leave it, I've done it all myself. And all of it can work to a degree, but there's no one way to do everything. And we have to figure out ways to dance a little bit, to be in the space to listen and share
And to soften,
and
right?
to soften.
Yeah.
That's really difficult, and that's hard. My wife is not a soft person per se, and I think she feels like that's a weakness, And I am a softie, and but I have a lot of anger, and I think anger is bad, and I'm trying to figure out how to channel my anger so that it's not just like putting it down, right? Stuff it down. Bad. Anger bad. Go away. Never happens.
Nope.
It comes roaring back. So being able to transmute the energy, as it were.
Has your therapist said this to you yet? Anger is a secondary emotion.
I don't know if I don't think I've heard it being a secondary emotion. Because I don't think I would ever put something in. I wouldn't qualify anything that way or quantify anything that way.
Well,
Secondary, meaning there's something first before.
Well, the way I've heard it used in therapy language is that not that it's a lesser
Right.
emotion in any way, but just that it's often grief
Right. Yes.
or need or sadness
Yes.
is the root
Yes.
of feeling that feeling.
Absolutely.
Frustration, right? That certainly helped me in a lot of ways in framing it that way. And then once you frame it that way, you're able to tackle it a little better.
Yeah, and to know that when it's coming, when it's when it's on the way, to maybe instead of just going for it.
Yeah.
I know this is going to feel really great if I just go nuts and start screaming. I mean, I'm a maniac in the car. Just an example of that. Part of how I sign off on the radio when I'm on Lightning 100 Nashville Sunday nights, and I say, "Hey, use your turn signal. Oh, we're not alone out there."
Thank you for doing the Lady Lord's work out
Thank
there.
you. Oh. Because I'm a maniac. And you know what happened to me a few weeks ago? Much of a maniac.
Tell me, because no one can fucking drive in this
It's
city.
a very terrible place.
We have lived in lots of cities, and this one is the worst.
Worst.
Okay, tell
Driving.
me.
No, it's the worst. And
It's
so
the
my wife
worst.
is like, "You're going to get yourself killed," because that's where I'm angry because I'm safe. I'm in my car.
You're not,
I can
though.
flip you off, and I'm screaming
Please
and yelling.
don't.
So there was a car. I was getting off at Wedgwood off of 65. This was about a month ago, going to a recording session, and this car was weaving, cutting me off, going here, weaving, cutting me off, and I'm like out of my mind. And now we're about to get off the highway, and he cut me off in such a way that it was dangerous, and I kept my hand on the horn for a long time, and I'm screaming, and the car came and stopped me from moving forward. It sort of
Teed you.
Yes, teed me. And I looked over, and there were these kids, these young black kids that were really young.
When you said young,
And I
was like, oh,
I saw
young.
just young kids, and I saw a teardrop tattoo right here. And I thought, I don't know a lot, but I've seen enough news and television, and I'm a big history buff, that teardrop could mean some kind of gang affiliation.
Sure, yeah.
It could, it might not. But I
Yeah.
thought, you know what? Because I saw him have one, and I saw a kid in the back, and I thought, all right, he had one too. You know what I mean? It was like matching. I'm like, all right, these kids aren't like, they're not sitting together being like, oh, guess what I got today? Oh,
Yeah.
I'll get one too.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, he stared me down in a way that was just like I'll kill you and it won't matter, or whatever. And I just thought, there's no appreciation for anybody else, obviously, because we're weaving in and out. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
But I thought in this moment, okay, they teed me in. There's somebody in the back seat. There's two people in the front. If this kid gets out of his car, like, what is my option here? What am I going to do?
Right.
And I just put my hands up like this, and I just kind of did this, and I just looked at him, and I did this, and I put my hands in the air like I give up, and they went away. So my anger will get you. It'll get you killed, and your anger will get you killed in a lot of ways. Your anger will get you killed, by your health, your blood pressure, your heart, your soul, and dealing with other people. And I have been known to say things in my life to other people that are horrible, not brotherly and not loving.
Yeah.
Learn how you speak to people, respect other people as much as you can. Your words matter. And we're in a position now in life where words mean so much, and it's so easy just to spew words and spew hate and take your anger out on other people. And it's hard for us to manage our anger. Things are going on so fast. Life is happening, and we live in a world now where things, I don't agree with a lot of what's going on. My position.
We don't love it.
Yeah. And so anger is a big part of my world, and I'm trying to manage that because I now realize that when I take my anger out on my wife, I'm not angry at her. I'm angry at something that I need to work on.
Yeah.
And I need to take some responsibility for that, and it's hard to do.
In part 2 of Brother Love's episode, we take things in a more serious direction, touching on mental health, addiction, and working harder at really connecting with people. Hit that subscribe so you stay notified. Our show is executive produced by Sherry Day, Farley Day, and John Arnold. Produced, edited, and engineered by Jonathan Kosick. Additional camera work by Andrew Herner. Designed by Josh Ford. If you live in the Nashville area or are visiting soon and want to be a guest, email us at jonathan@freshconsumables.com. That's JONATHAN@freshconsumables.com. Want to hear more of Surprisingly's meaningful and unpredictable conversations? Subscribe now wherever you get your podcasts. I'm your host, Bridget Dinahan. Thanks for listening.